Hello, my name is Scuria-Herman, and today I'll be speaking on the topic of work. Now, I had this idea last night where I was thinking about work, and I was thinking about, I'm overworking myself, and I've been told I've been overworking myself, and I'm going to talk about that. I went to sleep, and I woke up, and then I thought about the idea again, and I was like, that's not a good idea. I'm not doing enough. And the thing is, I've been told both that I'm doing too much, and then I'm not doing enough. And I've never done the right amount of work. And I feel like that is, above all, the biggest stressor in my life is I can never do the right amount of work. Because regardless of the amount of work I put into like classes or stuff I have to do for like actual like a job stuff, like, and I'm told like, oh, you did so much for that, and then at the same time other people will tell me like, oh, you should apply to more things, you should spend more time on this, you should put more work in this. I don't feel like I am doing enough, and I feel like I talked about this with my therapist. I feel like I will only be satisfied with something if I earn it. And the issue is that, and this is something that my therapist brought up immediately after I said that, where I don't remember the exact words, but she said like, that is like a terribly capitalist mindset. And what I said back to that was, okay, so if I have a capitalist mindset, isn't that good? Because doesn't that mean that in a capitalist society I would succeed? Because while I don't know if like this is the best system of economy or government or what have you, but even if it is or is not, I think that having this mindset is not a detriment. I think that the fact that I know that I need to work towards something, that I know that I need to earn something, I don't think that that's hurting me. And I think the fact that's hurting me is never that I'm overworking, is the fact that I'm not working enough. And I agree way more with people who say that I'm not working enough, because that is what's impacting me more. Because I'm coming up to a point in, I guess, my life where I've sort of like, I'm hitting a wall that I literally just can't go past, just because I haven't worked enough. And I could say that yes, it's because I don't have anyone to fall back on, but I think falling back on someone is not a solution. It's not something that I need to say like, oh, I'm going to, I can't do this, so I'm going to rely on someone else. I think that that is a failure of myself, to have to rely on someone else. I think that what I need to do in life is just is work and go forward with life. And I think that this idea that is impressed a lot, that I've done enough, like I've done more than enough, I think that that is only hurting me and hurting my progress. And I think that I only need to do more. And I think that the idea that people are telling me that I've done too much, like I've done too much, or I've done not enough, I think they're not so much equally. I think that telling me that I've not done enough is less harmful. But I think that there is still some innate harm in that, just because that's not helping me. That's just saying, that I've done something wrong and not really telling me what I did wrong with it. And yeah, I think that here's the thing is, I think I'm going to title this video like on the topic of work and then in parentheses ethics. I think I'm going to talk about both the ethics of work and a work ethic, because I think having a good work ethic helps you, and I don't know if a good work ethic is ethical. And I think that it's an oxymoron to say work ethic, because I genuinely don't think that any good work ethic is ethical. I think that throughout my life, the issue is that throughout my life, I don't believe that anything's been handed to me, but at the same time, I haven't deserved anything that I've gotten. And I think that going forward, I need to ensure that I am deserving of what comes to me. And the issue is I want to deserve a lot of things, but I don't know if I do. And I think for that reason, that's part of the reason why they haven't come to me. And I just wanted to say that just because I was thinking about it, and then I was thinking about it again in a different way, and I wanted to capture both of that. I don't think a work ethic is ethical. I think that it is beneficiary. I don't know if it's necessarily mentally helpful. I think the thing is, and I noticed this in, I'm not going to really go into it just because I don't know if I should, but in the harder times in my life, I do genuinely feel like when I had more to struggle with, I think that life was easier, because simply having more to struggle with gives me a direct goal. And if I can conquer that direct goal, then that means that I am satisfied with my progress, with my life, with everything that's come to me. When I've had more to struggle with, it was very direct what I needed to do, what I needed to do to survive, what I needed to do to prosper. I think that when, and this is like studied, I think mental illness is a byproduct of a lack of like direct predator, and an issue, like a sort of like situation where I have a, predator that's going to help me because I have a direct thing to work against. And I think that the times in my life where I struggled most is when I felt depressed least. Not to say I felt good, but at the very least, if I was physically like in a bad place, I think emotionally and mentally I'm better. And I think that if I am able to do the work that I need to do, I think that I will be better placed, just because I think if I am so occupied to the point where I am, working constantly, I don't think I'll have time to be mentally unwell. And I think that is a good work ethic. And it's definitely not ethical. I don't know if any of that makes sense. I'm going to edit that down and see what I can get out of that. But that's all from me. So until next time, adieu.